Am I the asshole for serving a plain wedge salad to a vegan? Some of my friends are still mad at me over a year since this happened. Back in November 2019, I am 31 at the time, had a dinner party with 8 of my friends. I cooked and provided drinks, they just had to show up. This was not a potluck, they didn't chip in for the cost, this was all my effort. Well, I planned out the meal and sent out the menu to my friends a week in advance, to check if any of them were averse to my choices. I said they had 3 days to tell me if they had suddenly developed an allergy or something. No responses. 2 days before the party, one of my friends, M29, asks me if he could bring his new girlfriend to dinner. I always have plenty of leftovers, so I said sure. The night before, he asks me if I could change the menu since his girlfriend is vegan. I laughed and explained that I had already bought all the ingredients, started prepping, and I wasn't going to change the entire menu for someone I didn't know. This wasn't good enough for M29. I told him he was welcome to bring his new girlfriend, and she could bring her own food, but I wasn't going to change anything in my menu, and there would literally be only 2 sides she could eat. After some back and forth, he ended the call by telling me, "You'll figure something out." Well, the dinner party came. He brought his new girlfriend. Upon arriving, she scrunched up her nose and said, "You're serving meat." I admit that I instantly hated her and told her that perhaps she and M29 should just go home. They ignored my helpful suggestion and M29 told me to figure something out. I served up various courses, none of which she nor M29 would eat. Conversation was awkward as vegan girlfriend was verbally sniping at me every time I served something with animal products, which was almost everything. All she did was insult me and chug my wine. M29 was getting visibly hangry, too. When it came to the main course, I served her and M29 a generous portion of confibrialdi and bread. She asked, "This is it?" I told her that if she doesn't want this, I could make her something special, like a salade and Cordier sans garniture. She agreed, smirking like she won some kind of battle. I took her plate back, went to the kitchen, and made a big spectacle chopping a head of lettuce with a meat cleaver. I brought her a quarter of a head of lettuce on a paper plate and told her that if she doesn't want it, she and her boyfriend can GTFO. Predictably, this erupted in arguing with 4 of my friends defending M29 and vegan girlfriend and the other 3 defending me. M29, vegan GF, and 3 of my friends left in protest. The rest of the party was much nicer, in my opinion. And everyone took home a lot of leftovers. Half of my friends haven't spoken to me since this started, and the other half want me to apologize so they don't have to choose sides. Not the asshole. You had your plans made, your ingredients purchased, and you gave everyone chance to make reasonable changes. Asking for someone to be added after that point, who wants changes made to accommodate their dietary choices is just rude. For her to then start sniping at you the instant she walks in just crossing a line. You were far more patient and tolerant than I would have been. She'd have been out the door the second she starting bitching about being in the presence of meat. Not the asshole. You M29 friend is particularly entitled if he expects you to cater to his new GF. Especially if you hadn't even met her. She had no right to insult you or your diet in your own home, when she was originally an uninvited guest at the time of meal planning. If I were in your shoes, I'd feel glad to be rid of someone like that. Personally, I hate the Reddit mocking vegans trend, but this is absolutely hilarious. Thank you, you've made my day. Oh, and not the asshole. Everyone sucks here, you sound insufferable as hell. Not the asshole, but I cannot believe it happened the way you described it. It started out as not the asshole but by the end turned into the rare esh. Everyone sucks here, but the Reddit vegan hate circle jerk will always prevail. Not the asshole. What you did was petty and a bit vengeful, but your friend who brought his girlfriend as the main You gave him the menu many days in advance, you got no response. You explained to him that you wouldn't change your menu since you already bought and prepped stuff, and she could bring vegan food for herself, no action on their part. They came into your house, drank your wine, insulted your food, and you still have the in-out with the vegan dish for them. I don't blame ya, that's AF plus seeked up thing to do as a guest at someone's house. Your friends should stop blaming you. Have they heard your side of the story or just your ex-friend and his GF side? I told her that if she doesn't want this, I could make her something special, like a salade and courtier sans garniture. She agreed, smirking like she won some kind of battle. I took her plate back, went to the kitchen, and made a big spectacle chopping a head of lettuce with a meat cleaver. I brought her a quarter of a head of lettuce on a paper plate and told her that if she doesn't want it, she and her boyfriend can GTFO. Holy shit, I can't believe so few people recognize the asshole in this. Not the asshole. I'm vegan, I don't expect anyone to accommodate me and often bring my own food to places. I don't lecture people on what they're eating. She sounds like a self-righteous asshole. You're kind for even having two things she could have. It was unreasonable for your guests to be surly when you wouldn't change your plan for them. But you also could have at least worked with them, instead of throwing a fit of your own with your salad, which was clearly intended to be insulting. TDH. This didn't happen. Not the asshole. She sounds awful. Also, did she check if the wine was vegan friendly? Because some wine has animal products like eggs and even fish guts, which would be hilarious if she had some since she made such a fuss about you serving animal products. You're serving meat. They ignored my helpful suggestion. And #X200B. Sure, you can justify it however you want. Doesn't really help your case of how much you intentionally were being an asshole throughout multiple points in your story. Everyone sucks here for sure. A plate of lettuce was an effort to demean someone who was a guest of your friend, in your home. And I don't think two wrongs make a right. You were childish. Was she an asshole? Absolutely. But I can appreciate that your friends think you should apologize for taking it to the level of serving her lettuce on a paper plate. You could have simply said, yes, that's it. If the food is unsatisfactory, you can of course find somewhere else to eat, without turning it into a big show with lettuce on a plate. You are the asshole also probably. You know it didn't really go down like this, especially if half of your friends left. You sound very annoying and rude as well. You say half your friends haven't spoken to you and half want you to apologize. If this really went down like you say it did, this wouldn't be the case. I trust the judgment of the other people there that night. You are the asshole. Not the asshole. You theoretically could have been the bigger person and just not given her a quarter head of lettuce, cute though calling it a plain wedge may be. But frankly, if, on a call before the party, my friend informed me that I'd just have to figure it out, that friend would be immediately disinvited. You are the asshole. Pretty immature of you. How hard would it have been to make her an actual little salad or something simple in advance? If you were actually friends with the boyfriend, you wouldn't have made this an issue. And to be honest, I don't really believe the first thing she said to you was, you're serving meat, like who TF would actually do that? Are people actually believing this? Lol. It's like nobody here understands what asshole means. Right, because that totally happened. Everyone clapped too, I guess. You are the asshole for trolling. Also this didn't happen probably. Sorry dog. Is anyone else just ridiculously tired of the vegan at a dinner party stories on here? Not the asshole. Vegan here if you didn't already guess that by my name. You planned a menu in advance, gave everyone a chance to chime in, and pre-bought the ingredients. It would be unrealistic to expect you to change everything at that point. You might be the asshole if there were dishes that could have easily been made vegan, i.e. swap olive oil for butter, or leave bacon bits off a salad, and still refuse to out of spite. If this happened after you met her a few times, knew she was vegan and purposefully excluded her, that would also be a different story. If I went to a dinner party that someone I did not know was hosting and they offered me confibialdi, I would be elated. It's a lot more than my family does for me when I visit them. You said this happened a year ago, but you act at the end as if it just happened. I think you're lying and don't want to get blasted for COVID restrictions. Everyone sucks here, but if I'm honest. That happened. NTA, it's rude to invite others to a party you're not hosting. It's ruder to make demands for the uninvited guest. I legit lol when I got to the salad description. I was originally going to go with a soft not the asshole, but after rereading the story, you really went overboard in your reaction. You had a chance at multiple points to simply ask her, your friend, to leave because they were making you and your guests uncomfortable. Instead, you chose to make an entire show out of humiliating her and your friend. I understand that your friend and his new girlfriend were being assholes and not helping you to accommodate them, but, damn, man. There are so many more mature ways to handle this. When you put down the salad, did you then get on your motorcycle and a supermodel got on too and all your friends started chanting your name and then you popped a wheelie and sprayed dirt in the vegan's face? This story is embarrassingly fake. Not the asshole if she came to a dinner where she knew there would be very little to eat, that's her fault. If your friend didn't tell her there wasn't going to be very much food for her, that's his fault. You don't have to make any last-minute accommodations for a guest you didn't invite. They, if they're still together, don't deserve an apology. However, the only real question here is whether this worth losing your friends over. Your former friend and his new girlfriend might have been obnoxious, but Emily Post would be severely disappointed in you as a host. Chill out and learn to be gracious when you have guests. Vegan here and what you did was hilarious. 2 very enthusiastic thumbs up. Another throwaway account sticking it to an entitled vegan. Color me fucking surprised. You should have told him that he couldn't bring his girlfriend after he told you that the menu needed to be changed. Being a smarmy asshole doesn't solve anything. Not the asshole at all. You gave plenty of notice and the option for her to bring her own food. Also, is she aware that most wine is not vegetarian, vegan? Everyone sucks here. How much hassle would it really have been for you to give her a carrot? I laughed at salade and courtier sans garniture. So beautiful, so petty. I think there's a subreddit for that, petty revenge, where this would be very appreciated. Not the asshole and well done. Woman plus vegan equals bad. Me man, me eat meat. Me wreck vegan woman equals funny. Not the asshole the classic vegan who makes everyone else hate vegans slightly frowning face. Not enough info emo. Sounds like possibly you are the asshole because things don't seem to add up. That happened face with rolling eyes. Info tbh I would like to hear the story from both sides. You seem to be trying to frame this some kind of way. Why was this the hill you wanted to die on? This story is so fake. Vegans are used to bringing their own food to dinner parties of no to skip if there won't be anything they can eat, respectfully. Find an actual reason to hate vegans. A flex vegan. Everyone sucks here and you're a poor host. It's not about the food, it's about making people feel comfortable in your home. Sounds like you wanted to piss everyone off. I mean, there are 2 very obvious options. IMHO. This didn't happen at all. This kinda might have could have happened but it definitely didn't go down like this. Half of it's just clearly lines from the arguments you win in the shower.